Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, from the 5th canto. This is from the narration of Jadbharat and King Rahugana. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Tato Jayam Udiraya. Nasta Presu Abhadresu. Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke. Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. This is at the end of the discussions between King Rahugana and Jadbharat. After receiving lessons from the great devotee Jadbharat, King Rahugana of the state of Sovira became completely aware of his constitutional position of the soul. He became completely aware of the constitutional position of the soul. He thus gave up the bodily conception of life completely. My dear king, whoever takes shelter of the servant of the Lord is certainly glorified, because he can, without difficulty, give up all bodily conception of life. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It is stated in Caitanya Charitamrita, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastri Koi, Lavamatra Sadhu Sange, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. It is a fact that if one takes shelter of a pure devotee, one attains all perfection, even if the association is only for a very short time. A sadhu is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. It has been our practical experience. At the first instruction of our spiritual master, Prabhupada is talking about his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. At the first instruction of our spiritual master, he infused us with Krishna consciousness, so that now we are at least on the path of Krishna consciousness, and we can understand the philosophy. As a result, there are many devotees engaged in this Krishna consciousness movement. The whole world is revolving under the bodily conception of life. Therefore, there must be devotees all over the world to deliver the people from this false bodily conception and fully engage them in Krishna consciousness. So those of you who have some background regarding our activities over the last 10 and 20 years, you may remember me referring to this story. Once upon a time, someone asked Srila Prabhupada, can you see Krishna? I think it was in Mexico, maybe a few times. So he said, yes, 24 hours a day. In your face, 24 hours a day, I see Krishna. When Prabhupada was in the West, one of the first things he met there was the saying, God is dead. That was very common. People said, well, there might have been a God in the beginning, but he's dead by now. God is dead. It was very, very common to encounter that saying in the 1960s, especially in America. And another one, no one has seen God. This was another very popular, something like a Christian origin. No one has seen God. And furthermore, they said, no one has seen God and lived to tell it. And we used to say, is he so ugly? That when you see him, you die. No one has seen God and lived to tell it. There is a meaning to that. It is true, but not as they take it. But the point is, some were saying God is dead. If there was a God, he's dead by now. And others were saying no one has seen God. And relegating God to the impersonal. Things like this. There is no personal God, only there is light. And this type of philosophy also in India. There is no person of God, there is only light. Jyoti. So, all these things were there in the West. So to counteract that, no, I have seen God. You have not seen God. You don't know anybody that has seen God. So then you cannot say, I have seen God, I can say. A simple argument, simple philosophy. And Krishna's Supreme Personality of Godhead. And, of course, the devotees, they yell, Jai. Oh, Prabhupada, very nice, Jai, right? So years ago, those devotees, some similar devotees, they went to see Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And they asked him the same question. They said, Guru Maharaj, have you seen Krishna? And he said, no. But, no, at first he said no. And they said, well, actually it's just devotees. You can tell us if you've seen Krishna. So that's called begging the question. He gave the answer. He said, no, I have not seen. So they wanted to hear the same answer. All they wanted to do is get a repeat answer. Pure devotee sees Krishna 24 hours a day. You follow? They got this from Prabhupada. I see Krishna 24 hours a day. Simply they wanted to hear the same thing. Then they'll say, oh, he's pure devotee of Krishna. He sees Krishna 24 hours a day. So they begged the question. They tried to squeeze that answer out of him. But again, he said, no, I have not seen. But he said, but I think I'm on the right path. So here, Srila Prabhupada is saying a similar thing. In fact, he's using these same words. He says that his spiritual master, first, he says, it has been our practical experience that the first instruction of our spiritual master enthused us with Krishna consciousness, so that now, and he's talking about 1974, now, at least, he says, we are on the path. So which one of these is the real Prabhupada? The one who says in 1974, after he's already, how old is he? He's almost 80 years old. He's established Krishna consciousness all over the world. And one case he said, I'm seeing Krishna face to face, 24 hours a day. The other side he's saying, well, at least I'm on the path. Which one is the real Prabhupada? What do you say? Which one's the real one? Both are the real one. The devotee never feels, I'm seeing Krishna. But for the benefit of the atheist, for people who thought God was dead, who think God is not a person or there is no Krishna, therefore he told like that, to capture their attention, their faith immediately. He never says like that, but actually the devotees of the Supreme Lord always see Krishna everywhere. He is in everything and he is outside of everything. He is within everyone and he is outside of everyone. He is the controller and the doer of everything. They always see the personality of Krishna everywhere. But it's not a fact that they always see him standing. What does it mean? I see him everywhere. So that means while Prabhupada is giving class, Krishna is sitting on a chair next to him or something? Or Krishna is walking around in the crowd. What does it mean to see Krishna everywhere? And he also said face to face. That is also there. But generally, if you ask a devotee, have you seen Krishna? He may say no. But to some outsider, he may say yes. But beware, many cheap imitators and sadhus, they'll tell, oh, I saw Krishna this morning, he was stealing butter, ha ha ha, and they'll laugh something. Don't believe it. There's a place in Vrindavan you can go every morning. They open this one, it's like a room, it's in some sadhu thing, and there's this nice, clean sand floor. And little footprints are on that sand, and it's heavily guarded. It's heavily guarded by these sadhus at night, and they say Krishna is coming dancing with Radha there. I never even bothered to go see that. I don't believe in such thing, and it's almost daily it happens. such wonderful things, if they ever happened, would not be happening daily. I used to clean Prabhupada's room, help clean his room. In his room, they had a big white gada. It was white, thick one like North India, thick gada, white sheets wrapped on that. And the only footprints we ever saw on it were big, dirty devotee footprints. We never saw little tiny footprints in the morning that Krishna was there with Prabhupada dancing or something. So he goes to some Hukam Baba's ashram and dances in the sand, but to the world Acharya, who is spreading his glories all over the world, nothing is there. This is just the kind of cheap things that foolish people want to believe in. We don't place our faith in these things. We don't think they have much reality. If your faith in the deity is because the deity drank a little milk, you heard this in India some years ago, Ganesh started drinking milk. Pretty soon everybody was drinking milk. Well, here our deity drinks liters and liters of milk every day, in sweet rice and sandesh and all these things. But you cannot see that. You cannot see that it is drinking. Of course, the Bajari, he can spoon out some milk and throw it in a pot and fool you. Oh, then you'll think, oh, he drank it. But then that is not lasting, everlasting. If you believe through miracles, then your faith is very shallow. It is not everlasting. It can very easily be destroyed. Someone can show you a practical explanation how that miracle took place, and then you will lose your faith. So real devotees don't put faith in miracles, although sometimes miracles happen, wonderful things happen in relation to deity or devotees and such things. So for the benefit of those who don't believe, the devotee may say, yes, I see Krishna. I was with Prabhupada once in Hyderabad in India when a group of college boys came for darshan in the afternoon, 4 or 5 of them. And some other people were there. And suddenly one of them said, Swamiji, have you seen Krishna? So then Prabhupada said, do you think we are fools? He asked this college boy, do you think we are fools? Immediately that boy felt some embarrassment and said, no, Swamiji, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have seen Krishna. He said, you see these Europeans, Americans, Europeans, and these people are here, all educated people. Do you think they are fools? He asked him again, do you think they are fools? And then, no, Swami, I'm not saying they are fools. So then Prabhupada said, yes, they are seeing Krishna every day. So immediately he thought, who's he talking about? He's not talking about me. I'm in Maya. I'm just sitting here at his lotus feet, but I'm in Maya. Who's he talking about? And he started telling, these boys and girls, they're seeing Krishna every day. Then he said, do you want to see Krishna? Then he said, yes, Swami, do you want to see Krishna? He said, you come Mangal Arti, 4:30. And Krishna is there. You want to see Krishna, but you don't look to Krishna. People talk about they see Krishna, but they don't even come to a temple where Krishna can be seen all the time. Archa Vigraha. Krishna is present in his temple, deity form. So there we see Krishna first. So there is not one uniform way in which you answer a question. He was answering the question in Mexico to defeat the idea that God is dead. No, I have seen him. Oh, then that's proof he's not dead, right? They say somebody says, I saw Hitler. Well, then that means he's not dead if you saw him. And in another way, he's trying to catch the interest of those college boys. They have heard maybe some sadhus say about what is seeing Krishna. And what is beneficial for them is to come to the temple and have darshan and be in kirtan. So he's turning the thing. You want to see Krishna? They say, yes. Okay, come to the temple and see Krishna. And here, he's speaking from the heart as a devotee. We don't think, oh, I am advanced. I am a great acharya. I have many disciples. I am writing many books. I. Aham mameti. I, me, and mine. A real Vaishnava never thinks of himself in that respect. He says, at least I'm on the path. Once there was one gentleman, he was also chanting Hare Krishna. Long time, maybe 40 or 50 years. Someone asked him, when did you begin to chant purely? That gentleman told, I have always chanted purely. Then it just so happened a few days later, we were, where's Srila Puri Maharaj's picture over there? We were having darshan of Srila Puri Maharaj in this picture here, darshan in Mayapur. And someone raised the question about properly chanting the holy name. He was at that time 101 years old. He'd been chanting the holy name more than 90 years. He began chanting the holy name maybe around 11, 9, 10, something like that. Over 90 years. He picked up his beads and held them in his hand and he said, "No, Baba, you see, I'm so unfortunate. I'm trying to chant the holy name for 90 years, but I am unsuccessful." So who do you believe in? Who would you believe in? The man who said, "No, I'm chanting purely from the beginning." Or the man who after chanting for 90 years told you, "No, Baba, you see, I'm trying to chant the holy name. I can't do it properly." If you follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you'll take the second gentleman. You'll accept what he said. Because Mahaprabhu said, "I have no love for Krishna. I have no taste for the holy name of Krishna." He did not say, "I have love for Krishna. I am such a great devotee. I am always chanting, look at me, look at me." He never said like that. The more you think you have it, the less you have it. The more you think you don't have it, the more you want it. The more you want it. That's called, what is it called? Oh, not loyam. Loyam. Spiritual greed. Spiritual greed conquers you. You don't have it, but you want it. You become very greedy for it. You want Krishna. You want to love Krishna. You want to properly chant, but you feel that you can't. Do you understand that? If you don't, keep practicing, keep inquiring until you do understand it, and then you are on square one. If you don't understand that principle, then we don't know where you are in spiritual life. You may be a big world acharya. You may be the author of many books. You may be very rich. You may be very poor, whatever. We don't know where you are, but you're nowhere in spiritual life. First, the first step, not the 10th step. First, the first step. We have to come to that understanding. That is primarily for the adults, not for the children. Child's understanding is Krishna ashram is best. That's all. Best. It's a simple thing. Prasad is good. I'm happy. That's Krishna consciousness for children. But for adults, we must try to understand our proper mood. Children are not even fully grown. Some people, they're not even fully human until they're about 14, 15. Mind has not come yet. Thought process. It's called manamoya. Manamoya. A child's consciousness is mainly anamoya. Good prasad. Right here. It begins right here. This is the center of existence. Without this, they cry. But then there are other developments. And what is the first one? Anamoya? Pranamoya. Now they also have these boys, young boys, they have pranamoya. Then manamoya. Manamoya doesn't start until you're mid to late teens. Manamoya. You get your own mind. Somebody says something, children believe it. But you, if says something, your mind immediately goes, well, I don't know. Well, maybe. Well, I'll think on it. You got your own mind. That's called manamoya. Then we need jnanamoya. Then we have to have knowledge. What we're talking here, some knowledge about devotion, about the right steps in devotion, about the right feeling for devotion. This is called jnanamoya. But then it is necessary vijnanamoya. We must have realization. How we get realization? By putting these things into practice. And realization leads to ananda. That is a final stage of consciousness for any complete human being. It is called anandamoya. The blissful stage of existence. Realizing your eternal life, what you are, servant of Krishna, being always engaged in Krishna's service. Anandamoya. Most human beings never get past a corrupted form of jnanamoya. They don't even get jnana, they get what's called ajnana. Ajnanamoya. Some of you young men have make your fortunes with ajnana. Masters of ignorance. And my father worked on jet airplanes. We think, oh, so much knowledge required to fly a jet airplane. It is agyan. It is ignorance. Jnana means what is spirit and what is matter. Agyan means only what is matter. Yantras, machines, all these things. What is matter? That is called agyan in the Vedas. That is not real gyan. Gyan means the difference between what is material and spiritual, matter and spirit. Our first concern is Atma and this body. What is the difference? Who we are. Sometimes our mind get agitated. We'll say, oh, I'm agitated. I am the mind? Well, correctly you say, well, my mind is agitated. If you say, I am agitated, that means you're identifying with your mind. You think you are the mind. I don't know what it was that Prabhupada saw in America, but he saw while driving sometime in a car that one man will shout at another man in a car and call him by his car. One man is in a Chevrolet, one man is in a Ford. So one man will shout to the other one, hey, Ford! He will shout on the man in relation to the car that he drives. Hey, Mr. Ambassador, or you have, hey, Mr. Mercedes. He will call the man by the car he has. They're having some argument on the road, while driving. So sometimes he would quote this in his talks, in room conversations. Hey, Mr. Ford, or hey, Ford. They're identifying the man with his car. Similarly, we're identifying the soul with the body. Someone's an Indian, someone's an American, someone's a Russian, someone's an Irishman, someone's a German. We say Germany man, America man. But actually, that is the car that we're driving. Within the car is a person. Within every body, there's an Atma. We have to identify with ourselves and with others as this Atma, and not according to birth, which car he drives. So that jnana leads to vijnana, realization. And realization ultimately culminates in bliss, ananda, anandamoya. So all of this is achieved through two things, sadhu sangha and shraddha. It may be due to sadhus that we get shraddha. Shraddha means faith. It may be due to some pious activity in this life or in the last life that we get sadhu sangha. We get some association with the sadhu very, very briefly. And through that we may get faith. Or we may have done sufficient pious activities in a previous lifetime or this lifetime that we naturally have little faith, and that faith takes us to sadhu sangha. In either case, both these things are required to make spiritual advancement. Shraddha and sadhu sangha. Now, that's what's being declared here at the end of this conversation with Jad Bharat and King Rahugana. The emphasis is coming that by the association of the devotees of the Lord, the devotees, the sadhus, and it is said, who is a sadhu? Who is a sadhu? We see there's a man here. He smokes ganja, drinks wine. He had long hair. Long, nearly 4 foot long hair. What do you call it? Jatis? Jatis. He's got jatis, dreadlocks. He wears white. He chases girls, boozes and smokes ganja, never gets up before 8 o'clock. But they call him sadhu. This is the situation in India. Any beggar that comes along, they call as a sadhu. Well, we must then say, well, there are different types of sadhus. Here, Prabhupada is saying a sadhu is a pure devotee of Krishna. Now, there are many types of devotees of Krishna. Somebody recently told me in Sachinandan Swami's ashram, there's also a picture of Mahaprabhu. I immediately said, whatever sells. I am not fooled because there's a picture. There was one devotee came here, and he was doing some work in that ashram. And I said something about, yes, better you stay here. They're not devotees. He said, he has a picture of Mahaprabhu. I said, whatever sells. Whatever collects money. Actually, it goes like this. Long back in Bengal, the Sahajis, they didn't do kirtan. They never chanted Mahamantra in Kirtan like that. They chanted bhajans in songs. They never did Mahamantra in Kirtan. Then, after the time of Bhaktisiddhanta, his preaching was so strong, he proved, you don't do Kirtan, you're not a devotee of Mahaprabhu. So gradually all the Sahajiyas, they also started introducing Kirtan. You follow? Now they do Mahamantra in Kirtan. But previously, 100 years ago, they didn't. They only did Mahamantra in Japa, not in Kirtan. And he proved it. If you're a follower of Mahaprabhu, in other words, he's showing you're not followers of Mahaprabhu because you don't do Harinam Kirtan. Then they started doing. Even today, not all of them do. Not all of them do. Some of them do. But that was started. It is like once a friend, he said, Durga is always wearing a garland of skulls. Skulls. And which type of tilak those skulls are wearing? This way. Shankar, Mayavadi. So he says, this is the destiny of the Mayavadis. Their heads will be hung on the neck of Durga. But he said, but don't tell this everywhere, or pretty soon the Mayavadis will make posters of Durga wearing skulls with Vaishnav tilak. And this is what goes on in the world. The defect of your opponent is found out. You speak about that, then he goes and he corrects that. Like in the war, if you announce, the enemy has a weak left flank, then gradually the enemy says, let's make the left flank strong. Then he can't catch us on that one. So in this way, the platform is always changing. Things are changing. Things are changing. So what was the point now? I got confused here. No, that's the general point. What was I saying just before I told that story? Don't remember.
Mahaji for chanting the holy name.
The picture. The picture. What is a sadhu? So he has a picture of Mahaprabhu. What does it mean? Because it has been preached now strongly all over India by Prabhupada's disciples that there is Yuga Dharma, and this Yuga Dharma is brought by Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So don't be surprised if you see some people just adding Caitanya Mahaprabhu. This does not mean they are devotees of Caitanya Mahaprabhu, that they understand Mahaprabhu, or that they follow the Yuga Dharma properly. I think more south than here, there is no temple of Radha Krishna in the rest of South India. You go from here all the way to Kanyakumari. There is no temple of Radha Krishna. There is only Venu Gopal Krishna temples here and there. Nrsinga temples, Narayan temples, but there are no temples of Radha and Krishna in the rest of South India. But when you go down to Trivandrum and you say that, someone will go, you don't know there's one temple of Radha Krishna? It's just in front of the Padmanabh temple, outside by the Ghat, down one road, there's a temple, and they're doing Hare Krishna, Hare Ram Bhajan for 50 years, day and night, and Radha Krishna. So that you go there, and you'll find out Bhajan is going on, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They're not doing the same bhajan in the same way. And sure, they have one temple of Krishna, and 10 meters away, Radharani is standing like Garuda, or like Nandi. Understand? She's standing over here, looking at Krishna like a Garuda. And that is not Radharani. Even they say Radharani, that is not Radharani. Not possible. Radharani does not hold a position similar to Garuda. She does not stand 10 meters away with folded hands. Basically, if anybody stood 10 meters away with folded hands, we'd say, well, it would be Krishna. He would stand with folded hands and face Radharani. But that is also not true. Radha and Krishna are like this. They are together, Radha and Krishna. Fix that door with the screw. Not this week, okay? Do you follow what I'm saying? So simply to say, that is not enough. There's a standard. Radha and Krishna is a standard. You do not have Krishna here and Radharani over here. So that is not Radha Krishna. And that Mahamantra, which is going on for 50 years or 40 years day and night, that is also not the Sankirtan of Mahaprabhu. Not just because it's reversed, but there is a qualitative utterance of the holy name. And you cannot get that quality of utterance unless you come in that parampara. quality of utter. Externally, we can show anything. We could put up a bunch of pictures here and fool the Pope. You could put up all kind of pictures of Christianity on the walls, and the Pope could come here and think, oh, this is a different type of ashram. I didn't know they had this type in India. And he would go away. What does he know about this place? Simply picture-looking religion. We can be easily fooled by pictures. So we keep nice pictures, and we keep them nicely also, and we're not so concerned. That is not the issue. Many pictures are there about Krishna Leela. Don't bother. They're not even worth looking at. They're a distortion. Self-improvement is not done by yourself. Not like in modern New Age self-improvement seminars and all these things. There's a think positive, think positive. That's like the foundation. Self-improvement, think positive. Be assertive. Self-confidence. Srila Sridhar Maharaj one day, he said, self-confidence is very deceiving. Don't put your confidence in your own self. It hadn't done you much good up till now. You've been in the material world for millions of lifetimes. What good has your self-confidence given you? So many of the things that are prescribed in the world to become a complete individual may make you a sharper businessman, may make you a better competitive cricket player or something like that, because in all these things, total aggression, positive thinking, always talk winning, false pride, all these things will bring you name, fame, and riches, you see. But these things will not bring you to Krishna. The path to Krishna is kind of on the opposite side. We don't say think negative. That's a little hard one to understand. But ultimately, that is there. Think negative. Don't think you know better. Think negative means someone knows better than me. My Guru Maharaj knows better than me. The sadhus, they know better than me. Take their opinion. Take their advice. Then he told, and don't be over-intelligent. It was the first time I heard the word. It's called Shrodha Siddhanta. Shrodha means what is given to you. Siddhanta means the philosophy or the understanding. He says, use your intelligence to understand that. Don't use your intelligence to try to go beyond that. Become over-inquisitive. Prabhupada used to call that over-intelligent. We are given a particular understanding according to sadhu, shastra, and guru. We should use our intelligence to understand that, and not simply to make inquiries which are unending and never fully satisfied or answered. Do you understand? There is a difference. We hear a particular point, or we're given a particular understanding. We should try to use our intelligence to come to the fullness of that understanding, and not simply make endless inquiries. Well, why this? Well, why that? But this? Well, but that? That is not actually proper inquiry to understand. That is simply trying to question beyond that. Or it is in the realm of begging the question. It is called over-intelligence. Your intelligence can also be your enemy. Over-intelligent. Too many questions. When you see the beauty of the moon, these children, the young people, their innocence is their saving grace. As adults, we sometimes wish we had that innocence about our own selves, because the world would just be so much nicer with that innocence. So you look at the moon, and it's just full moon, it's just shining. When it's on the horizon, it's red sometimes. Then it goes in the sky, it becomes silver, you see. It's just beautiful, right? Later, you get all kinds of knowledge, and its beauty diminishes. No, it's red because the sun rays are still shining on the atmosphere, and it's making it red. And it does this because this. And actually, look in this glass, see all those black holes? You see? All these black marks are there. Actually, it's not shining, all this stuff. Then, okay. The knowledge destroys the beauty. So, beauty is higher than knowledge. Krishna is not attracted by knowledge, but we require a fundamental knowledge in order to be proper devotees. That's called sambandha gyan. Understand? But gyan itself is not our deliverer. Faith, shraddha, is our deliverer. Sometimes people read the Vedas and they find different stories of avatars. And they're very smart. And they read it and they go, hey, this is contradictory. Two different things are said. These books don't make any sense. And they just try to roll the whole Vedas into a pile of stories and say it has no relevance. They are sometimes stories of the same avatar. The clear and simple one is Varaha. In one place it is written, Varaha avatar, and he was white color. In another place it is written, Varaha avatar, it is red color. So then the empiricists, these mundane philosophers, they're saying, is he white or is he red? Come on. Yeah, see, it doesn't make any sense. Contradiction. They find things like this. They don't go deeper to understand every time Varaha comes, he doesn't necessarily have to come in the same color. And one rishi is talking about Varaha in one millennium, and another rishi is talking about Varaha in a different millennium. And sometimes he comes in red, sometimes he comes in white. Krishna's pastimes are also like that. They are not just the same thing every time. That would be quite boring, wouldn't it? If you could do anything, would you do the same thing all the time? No, you'd have a lot of variety in life. Variety is the spice of life, they say. Well, when we come to Krishna, consider infinite variety. Infinite variety. So, simply by reading books, simply by our intelligence, simply by looking at pictures, we cannot actually understand the essence of Krishna consciousness. We cannot come to the essence or the substance of Krishna consciousness. That only comes to us through sadhu sangha. Where does bhakti live? The question is given. Where does bhakti live? We want bhakti. Bhakti. Where is bhakti? Where? Where does bhakti live? Any idea?
Heart of
Gauranataraj, who?
the heart of the sadhu.
Yeah, in the devotee. Bhakti lives in the heart of a devotee. So we want the devotees' association. We want their company. Then we learn, but that doesn't mean we just come and rub elbows with Guruji, sit down next to him and prasadam and go, oh, how are you? Like a friend, you poke him, or you take prasadam, you see your friend, A friend comes. You're very just friendly, you give him a nudge, Maybe he looks this way, you steal something from his plate, You go, where'd my rasgulla go? You steal his sweet. Friendly dealings. Yes, that's how we associate with devotees of our own kind, so to speak. Means in our generation. It is not suggested we associate with our guru like that. Steal from his plate, poke him in the ribs, make a joke on his face, or something like that. And even those devotees of our own clan, our own group, is that all we're to do with them? Is poke and joke and have fun? Service must be present, otherwise association is just social behavior. A service must be there. Now, a lot of times, people will say, oh, I'm going somewhere, particularly when I'm going to Rath Yatra, I need some association. But they're mistaking social behavior for association. That is not association, actually. It is to some extent, but it's not very much. It's simply socializing. Socializing is not really association. If there is service, then association begins. When there is service. And service is of two kinds. You offer service, and you engage in service with someone. So when you're engaging in service with your godbrother or godsister, that is one type of association. And when you are rendering service to that devotees, understand? That is another type of association. But in both cases, service should be there. Simply sitting around, hanging around, and talking, this is not association. This will get you into trouble. Simply talking, socializing. Be active. Devil's mind, what did he say? Devil's mind? No. Idle mind is a devil's workshop. Be busy in serving Krishna. There are many faults in this world. If you spend your time to record them all, you'll have no time for eating and sleeping. There are so many faults in this world. And if you're expertise is false, then you won't even find the good where good exists. You'll only find the fault. But if you're just the other, finally you'll discover there isn't much good in this material world. It's a horrible place. It's just filled with suffering and agony. And you'll feel that this is not my home. How could my home be a place that is just prevailed with suffering and sadness and anger and all these things? Huh? My home must be a different place. Huh? The ashram is my home. Just like I told, when you say you're going to your home, then we feel that. Oh, he doesn't feel the ashram is home. That his real family is Krishna devotee. Huh? He thinks someplace in Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh, this is home. This is not home. Asat Sangha Tyaga. When you take Sangha, you have to take Asat Sangha. You have to give up the bad association in order to take the good association. To encourage our family members, to encourage our neighbors and so many things, we may attend functions which are not Krishna functions. We may see our family and all these people who are not really Krishna devotees for the purpose of encouraging them, not to take association from them. Understand? There's a difference. To encourage them. If a son doesn't go see his mother or father and he's a devotee, then the mother or father, they think, oh, this devotee is a bad type of a person. They don't care for mother, they don't care for father. Really, he has hundreds and thousands and millions of mothers and fathers in so many lifetimes. How can he see them all? But that doesn't matter. He's got one in this life, so he calls and says hello. He sometimes goes to a festival, goes home and sees, but he should not get confused. There, he's simply going to encourage them. See, devotees are good people. Devotees also care for you, just to encourage them. But in any situation, work, family, any situation where it is hateful, where Krishna's devotees are not appreciated, then one should avoid that. That's called asat sangha tyaga. Don't live, don't eat the food of, don't take the drink of people who are not devotees of Krishna. That is not good for our spiritual advancement. But there is a harmonizing way to go about that. You see, otherwise, we leave everybody in the world and only be with devotees. And were you always a devotee? No, you became a devotee because someone extended to you something about devotion. They shared with you something about devotion. So it is our duty to share with others. And that includes family, friends, neighbors, countrymen. Ultimately, it is our duty to share with the world, you see. But we have to be in a set of circumstances which is favorable. Otherwise, we don't progress ourselves. One drowning man cannot save another drowning man. Understand? One blind man cannot lead another blind man. Here in the ashram is where you get your eyes. Here in the ashram is where you learn to swim. That's why I encourage, even if you live at Bangalore and we have a little center there. Yes, you can meet there and have a program, but you'll benefit more by coming here. Yes, it's harder. Yes, it takes more time. Yes, it's more of a sacrifice. That will do better for you. The more sacrifice you make to come to Krishna, the better it is for you. Then there'll be many devotees. There'll be different classes. You'll get Radha Krishna Darshan. You'll get Narasingha Darshan. You'll get Prabhupada Darshan. You'll get a full prasadam 2 or 3 times. Well, when you can't do that, then meet somewhere and have some program. But some program is never enough. The doctor doesn't say, come by my office sometime and take some medicine, you'll get better. That doesn't work. Come regularly and get your medicine. Or he'll give enough, take it to your home and take your medicine. So different types of association are there. Different types of devotees are there. Different level of devotees. Different ways to associate. But in general, these are the keys. Sadhu Sangha and Shraddha. Faith. Faith is not just a belief. Somebody in Western countries says, what is your faith? You say, I'm Catholic. Oh, I am Hindu. It's something that you believe in. Someone comes with an argument and changes your mind. That's not faith. These two things are mixed up. English is a very poor language for spiritual subjects, actually. English doesn't even have a good real word for faith. For Shraddha. Shraddha is a spiritual element. Just like here in this world, there are material elements. Shraddha is a spiritual element. That Shraddha emanates. Somebody open that gate. Somebody open that gate. Shraddha emanates from Srimati Radharani, from the internal potency of Krishna. Are you paying attention?
Yes.
Are you listening?
Yes.
Shraddha is the Jyoti of Radharani. The halo, the Jyoti. Krishna has his Jyoti. You have seen in pictures, always something there. Around Krishna's head, the artist always paints some light is coming. That means Jyoti. It doesn't just come from his head. It comes from all over him. Jyoti. That's called Brahma Jyoti. So if you see pictures, some paintings of Radha and Krishna, she will also have some Jyoti. What is that? What is that? This is what usually happens. In Western countries, a new person comes to a temple. They see a painting of Krishna and Radha and Krishna. They ask different types of questions. Inevitably, they always say, what is that thing? What is that light about Krishna? Then we say, someone says, oh, that is Brahma Jyoti. Then they go, oh. And they never inquire, what is that light about Radharani? I'm not talking about just strangers. I'm talking about devotees. They first come to the temple. They live in the temple. They start to learn. They say, what is that? And someone tells them that's the Brahma Jyoti of Krishna. Then they just go, oh. And they never ask another question. They just assume, same thing. Radharani, Brahma Jyoti. No, Radharani doesn't have Brahma Jyoti. So what is that? That glow of Radharani, that is called Shraddha. And that enters the heart of a devotee. And that enables the devotee to go to Krishna, to perform devotional service, to come to the company of the sadhus. Ado Shraddha. First thing, there must be faith. And the more this faith grows, it glows. This is analogy. The more it grows, it glows. And the more it glows, it is revealing. The Vaishnavacharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and others have given an example that Krishna is like a dark cloud in the monsoon on a dark night. What do you see? Nothing. Dark cloud, dark night. You see nothing. Monsoon. Amavasya, no light, and all cloud. You can't even see the cloud. Suddenly there's lightning. It strikes. Lightning. That light, then you see some shape. There's some big clouds like we see in daytime. Big ones are there. You see the cloud. They give analogy, Radharani is that lightning. Radharani is revealing Krishna. And that revealing potency is called Shraddha, faith. So it is not a thing of the mind. It is a thing of the deepest inside of our existence. Shraddha comes there within us and illuminates our path. It illuminates our life, and ultimately it reveals Krishna, not knowledge. Knowledge we only need to know how to deal with the material world. If you analyze most of the knowledge that devotees distribute, is so people can deal with the material world and get out of the bondage and untie their hands and be free from the material world. Now, how to deal with Krishna. Lots of books under your arm when you go to Goloka? Oh, he's way beyond those books. Even the best of books only gives us a little piece of what Krishna is actually about. If we're prepared with knowledge to deal with Krishna, we won't do very well. We'll be defeated there. We won't be able to dance properly. We won't know even how to speak properly. But if we are equipped with faith, then the reciprocal of faith is everything is automatic. You're a small child. You go somewhere with your parents. Do you have to know where they're going to park the car? How much it costs to get in? What is it going to be about? How to do all the things in some amusement park, let's say? You're the child. Do you have to know all these things? No. It's just automatic. Just go with your mother and father. It's all automatic. You get there, they're going to do everything. But if the child doesn't believe in his mother and father, then he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go. He just wants to know, where are we going? Why are we going? All this. That's problematic. Even they can explain something. They're going to take him somewhere that is beyond his experience. He can't imagine, even after being told, what's really going to happen there. It's just, they'd spend the whole day trying to tell him. We're wasting time. Have faith in your family. They'll take you there. See the simple analogy? So knowledge, even if you had it all, it would fall short, infinitely short in the spiritual world. Knowledge falls short there. But if you have faith, then everything is revealed automatically to the faithful. It has been called the land of faith. It's been described like that in English, the land of faith. Everything moves on that. If you go there but you have no faith, everything just stops. Well, the fact is you can't go there. That would never happen. If you don't have faith, you'd never go there anyway. Faith is required. Complete faith in Krishna. Complete faith in the word of Krishna. Complete faith in the devotees of Krishna. Shraddha is required. So for that, we humbly pray at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Please be merciful and give us your blessings. Beyond that, we associate with the devotees, knowing that she has given faith to the devotees. Now, how do you understand what is the faith? What is the faith? Where can you? How do you know where is the full faith? Full faith. I've seen in some parts of the world people believe in God so much they walk on fire. They do it in Tamil Nadu. They do it in Hawaii. They take off their shoes, men, sometimes women also. They have fire, hot coals, and they simply walk like 10, 15 meters on the fire. Doesn't burn their feet. There, everybody's shouting faith, faith. There's another group of people, they dance with snakes, poisonous snakes. They kiss the snakes, and if you have faith, the snake won't bite you. But if you get a little fearful and lose your faith, maybe he bites and you die. Sometimes people will die in that church. What do they call them? Shakers. They call them shakers. Snake dancers. All types of things. Well, if Guruji is saying have faith, go to the people who have faith. Wow, look at that faith. The man walked on fire. Look, he danced with a poisonous cobra. Or something. He has so much faith. No, not that type of faith. It is said over and over again, the type of sadhu we're looking for who has complete faith in the holy name of Krishna. And that's not an everyday thing. To find the sadhu who has complete faith in the holy name of Krishna. People have faith in many things. Many of the sadhus, they believe in spatik. They believe in rudraksh. They believe in all these things. But you won't find that they believe in the holy name of Krishna. Do you follow? So faith, but in what? And some of them believe in Krishna, but not in Krishna Nam. I have met in Gujarat, when I used to be in Gujarat, I have met hundreds and hundreds of families. They believed in Krishna. They had Krishna altars. They even offered their food to Krishna for generations. But they had little or no faith in the holy name of Krishna. So even associating, Mahaprabhu is saying, even associating with a devotee of Krishna, if he doesn't have full faith in the holy name, that association is not so good. Not so good. So it's not good enough that your mother and father were devotees of Krishna and worshiped Krishna in their home. That's not good enough. If so, you wouldn't be in this difficulty to begin with. Neither would they. Neither would your generations before them. Not just that, but faith in the holy name of Krishna. Who has that? That's the association we want. Because through the holy name of Krishna, we are guaranteed we will get everything. We will experience Krishna through his holy name. We will know what is Krishna's Leela through his holy name. The holy name of Krishna is the saving grace of the world. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.